How y'all doing? It's Rob Burnham, aka Preacher Man R&B, and Snare Soul Retro TV 901. This time I'm doing Christmas classics, and I'm going to be reviewing Christmas classics through the month of December. And I'm reviewing Rudolph's Shiny New Year this time. And what happens on Rudolph's Shiny New Year? Rudolph just came back from doing his Christmas run or whatever, and Father Time calls up Santa Claus and tells him that he needs Rudolph's help to find the baby New Year. The baby New Year has ran away, and if the baby New Year doesn't get back before January 1st, there won't be no New Year. So Rudolph goes out looking for baby New Year. He walks through the North Pole into the desert, and he has to walk all the way through the desert to get to Father Time's castle. And two of Father Time's servants help Rudolph get there, and on the way there, Eon the Terrible tries to stop Rudolph, but then he realizes the baby New Year ain't but Rudolph, so he flies off looking for the baby New Year. So Rudolph goes to talk to Father Time. Father Time tells him the situation, and Rudolph goes to the archipelago of last years to try to find the baby New Year. And what the archipelago of last years is a bunch of years that are their own separate islands, and they stay on each island stays that year the whole time for all eternity. And Rudolph goes to the oldest island of the archipelago of last year's, and it's 1 million BC, and he meets 1 million BC on this island, and it's 1 mil for short. And he gets his help to find the baby New Year, because the baby New Year was there, but his hat fell off, and what it is, the baby New Year has huge ears, and everybody laughs at him, and then he runs away after this happens. So he's done ran away from 1 million BC's island, so they go to they go to 3 other islands, and baby New Year hadn't been on any of them islands. So they go to this other island, 10-3. It's 10-23, and this is the year all the fairy tale has been made, and the baby New Year befriends the 3 bears in Goldilocks and 3 bears. And instead of Goldilocks, the baby New Year goes throughout the story and does what the story says. And he's friends with the baby bear, and his hat comes off, and they start laughing at him, and the baby New Year runs away from that island as well. And Rudolph and them try to get the baby New Year before he gets out of sight, and the wind blows him up, and Eon kidnaps him, and then Big Ben squirts Eon with some water out of his spout, and the baby New Year's ears catches the rim of his hat, and the wind blows him off to another island where Benjamin Franklin's is, and I can't remember the year, but his name or whatever. But they go to that year, and there's this 4th of July parade, and Benjamin Franklin's character has the baby New Year, and the baby New Year's hat falls off again, and they start laughing at him, and then Eon the Terrible takes the baby New Year to his island, and Eon the Terrible has the baby New Year's island, and he's not going to sleep. So Rudolph and all his friends go up there to try to save the baby New Year, but they wake up Eon, and he knocks them off the cliff, and they're in these big snowballs now. And Rudolph uses his nose to heat up the snowball to escape, and he talks to baby New Year, and he gets him to take his hat off, and he explains to him how Rudolph used to be picked on because of his nose or whatever, and just because somebody laughs at you doesn't mean they're picking on you, it means they're joyful or whatever. And he takes the hat off in front of Eon, and Eon starts laughing, and now Eon's not going to turn into snow because he's so good with laughter now. And they get baby New Year back to Father Time on time by the help of Santa Claus, and they get him there just in time for the New Year to start. And that's all that happened on this movie. If y'all have ever watched Rudolph Shiny New Year, what did y'all like about it? As always, Preacher Man R&B, I'm not going to choose the Dawson. See you next time.